Tory stans are toxic. And you know that they stand when it's easy for them to automatically disagree with what you got to say if they feel it's something that's against Tory. Like, people don't understand. There's a difference between being critical and hating on somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I've made this clear in my videos, and the fact that they don't listen to what I gotta say word for word just speaks how much that they really know about what I'm saying. It shows that they're not clearly listening to me. I mean, look, I didn't grow up with the dude. I didn't live with the man. But it's easy enough to understand what he's about and what he's talking about if you just listen to what he's saying, if you listen to what he speaks. I was brought up in a very good home, man. I mean, you know, I didn't have it as bad as Tory did, but you could tell how much grace and how much faith he speaks when he talks on his lyrics. Like, he don't bullshit anything. Like, you could just feel the down-to-earth quality from him. So because of that, I can relate to that, and I can understand where he's coming from. But what y'all don't understand, and it's easy to see from me, because you know what? Not everyone can see. It's all good. Some of y'all going to be flat vision. There's going to be people that have that 20/20 telescopic vision that I got. All right? It's easy to see things, especially when you don't really understand, but sometimes being on the outside looking in can give you a much more clear perspective than the people that are actually in. But that's beside the point. What I'm trying to get at, and what's the most important thing that I want y'all to take from this video, is that, you know, that it's really easy to understand, and it's obvious to see how he's been changing his style. And you can tell when someone is being truthfully them and doing what they feel like is them, and then it's something to do what everyone else is doing. And that's something that you guys are just having a hard time to admit. I mean, I don't think you guys get it. It's like, if you knew what I was talking about, like, it's funny. I think I get more flack from Tory stans than people who are like Meg stans, or people who are like the complete op on Tory, or whatever y'all want to use that term. But anyways, I don't see Tory like that. I don't see him as an enemy. I don't. If anything, I see a brother who's very similar to me, someone who had to really have a chip on the shoulder and fight through things in his life and really prove a point. And I think his ambitions is really what's going to carry him throughout his whole life. And to me, that's what I think is missing. That's what I see is missing in his life right now compared to how he was a few years back. You know what I mean? And you can't take what he say lightly. If he speaks about something, how he feels, and you're not going to really look at it, if you're going to overlook at that, I've already talked to a few people. Like, when he talks about how, oh, people really don't care about lyrics anymore, they only care about melodies. Or how he says on another video, I'm not hungry anymore. You guys are taking him lightly if you don't think that's, like, if you don't really let that shit sit in deep. And if you're going to say it's not that deep, then I don't think you yourself really understand what Tory's about. Like I said, I don't know the man. I didn't grow up with him. But I think anyone with a decent brain and who isn't so narrow-minded could easily get a picture on what Tory's about, because Tory has nothing to hide from anybody. If you go listen to Conflicts, okay, that one was really kind of like him kind of getting the juice up. Like, it was just him trying to really pop. But it was a dope tape because it still felt pretty creative and it was down to earth. But you go to something that really hits hard, like Lost Cause, or you can go listen to Cruel Intentions, I Told You. Shoot, you can go listen to Happiness Tell Me from Memories Don't Die, which is my favorite song from that album. When he really speaks something from the heart, or something that's really happened in his life, he doesn't hold back. And that's what y'all really miss, and that's the biggest point you don't understand. And is that whatever he spoke about on those songs, on those lyrics, that's like what he's really about. And you could just get a gist of what what he's trying to do. I mean, you can go check out interviews, and there's no doubt about it. Like, you see the happiness on his face, especially when he was first talking about, and I was just checking out what he was really about during the time, but he was talking about Swavy and how he wanted to make this like the biggest thing in the world, like the combination of all genres mixed together. You know what I mean? I know that all you stans aren't going to pay attention to this, because if you guys did, you would know what I'm about. You only want to pay attention to when I react in a negative way in your mindset to whatever he's dropping. It's stupid, but that's just how y'all is. It's just, you know, basic, simple simpletons not really knowing what to do. But I'm not here to really insult y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I got to take y'all for what y'all is, and that's cool. But getting back to my point, what I'm trying to say is that, like, I know for a fact, like, anyone could listen to him and understand what he's about. So when he speaks on things, especially in interviews, and like I said, he was talking about Swavey, how he was just happy about it. Like, that's honest to God. That's what he feels. That's the truth. Why does he have to hide shit? He's not here trying to play spy games or nothing like that. You could tell by how Tory approaches things. For the most part, he's an honest to God dude. Like, he doesn't hide shit. I think that's pretty obvious. So when he speaks about something, why are you going to take it lightly with salt or not even understand it? Yeah, I know that could also go with how he responds to people too. But I also think at the same time, you got to think it's a little more deeper now. Like, he's actually thinking a little more complex compared to when he used to be just straight up like, what you got here is like my heart on my sleeve and everything. Now he has to be a little more conservative with how he approaches things. Why? Well, for one, he's independent. Two, he's got a kid to raise, and you know what I mean? And three, obviously, getting back to being independent, he has to keep his money up. And what's the best way for him to keep his money up? I mean, he has to fucking follow trends. He has to stay relevant so that way y'all keep going back to him. So, I mean, I don't know what he's really trying to do. You know what I mean? He's admitted himself that he dumbed down his creativity, and y'all want to excuse that fact so quick. It's like he said it himself, and you want to tell me that I'm crazy. You know what I mean? All you motherfuckers that was reacting to the Loners video, y'all are stupid as hell. The man himself came out and said that, and you want to deny the fact? He said he dumbed down his creativity. So what are you going to say? Like, what do you think that means? Dumbing down his creativity. That means he's not putting as much of himself into the music anymore. What does that tell you? That means he's going with whatever is rocking there. So if he hears a Roddy Ricch song, he's like, ooh, I could probably do something similar to that, but I'm going to do it where it kind of, he's going to do that. There's a difference, and I made this clear. You dumb motherfuckers. I'm talking about the guys I was talking to, like the K-Dad, the Richie, all you stans out there. I made it clear in the Loners video, but you didn't hear me. I said there was a difference. There was a time when people said he was biting, when he was using different types of like sounds or plugins to sound similar, like Travis Scott, like the Liddy song. He had a similar vocal effect. Like, it's not like Travis Scott invented the vocal effect. You know what I mean? Like, he was using it at the same time Tory did. And y'all want to talk about what Tory did was original. It's like, you realize he's been doing this since Watch For Your Soul, like that Roddy Ricch flow. And that's when Roddy Ricch came out and did it. Before that, if you really followed his discography, what was he doing? I'll tell you what he was doing. He did Love Me Now. Then after that, he would do all those Tiger type beats, and he would go, you know what I mean? And just hop on some kind of like West Coast type of shit, which doesn't even feel like is how he would normally approach things. He's an East Side dude. And you got to understand, everyone has their own culture. To me, you got a little bit more of Tory on Daystar, on a few certain songs when he's rapping. You could definitely feel like it's more like him. I definitely said I wasn't a fan. I didn't like his singing at all. Like, his singing is still sorry and weak. But I still felt like lyrically he was getting back to his own roots. You got to understand, like, where you from or how it is, you know, helps you become who you is. It's part of your identity. And at the same time, like, to be really evolving, you have to continue to work on what you got going on and grow further. He's got Swavey. All he's been doing, like, from 2013 onwards up to, like I told you, is building on that blueprint, that idea. And then all of a sudden, he discards it slowly but surely. Like, you don't notice it. It's pretty subtle and memories don't die, but it's here and there. You could tell on songs like Hypnotized, Dog is clearly like, he's just making things all diluted. He's not mixing things anymore. He's kind of separating, segregating different sounds. He's not following true with what he wanted to do in the first place. So, that's for one. And two, like, if you really want to evolve you have to continue to build on what you built from day one and keep staying true to that. Y'all want to talk like what Tory's doing right, but you don't understand that there was people before him who did it right, and y'all don't want to acknowledge it. Like, y'all want to talk about Michael Jackson like he's untouchable. He's a motherfucking human being. You're going to tell me that Tory's not capable of passing him? Come on. There's no doubt. I mean, I'm not saying that Tory's going to be a phenomenal dancer. I mean, maybe one day he could continue to improve his dancing skills, and he might get there. You never know, as long as he keeps practicing. But with his idea of Swavey, where he was really going to just be subtle and spontaneous with his production sounds, which is really what's missing in his, in his music. Since y'all don't understand, I'm talking about the one type beat he keeps doing on his joints, as well as, being the natural, smooth and silky singer that he is, as well as his raspy rapping voice that he's always had. Like, no matter what, you can't change your voice. If this is how you sound, if this is what you came up with, like, I'm gonna sound like this, that's what you came up with for yourself. You know what I mean? It's like I said, you could still continue to sound similar at the same time, not feel boring and dated. Y'all got that hella misconstrued. I forgot who was talking that. But either way, like, if you want to talk about how, like, if they don't switch up, it's going to be boring, then you tell me, why is Michael Jackson trending? And last I checked, from where? Off the Wall, his first album, to what? The last album he dropped, No Matter What. Beat it, baby! Like, all that shit. Like, he does that, you know what I mean? Like, it's still, you could tell it's Michael Jackson because you hear him. I don't feel that when I hear Tory. And that's the problem. Y'all want to say, oh no, he's still him. Like, it don't work that way. There's a difference between being you and continuing to grow your sounds that you've built since day one. And then there's from that to kind of doing what you're doing and then halfway quit and just be like, fuck it, I'm just going to do what everyone else is doing because I don't really care about making real music anymore. I mean, the man has spoke the words himself. And you guys want to continue to like, la, 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 I don't hear it. You know what I mean? Like foolish kids, man. That's all I got to say. To all the real fans out there that understand what I'm talking about, I apologize if you're watching this and saying that I don't need to make this video. I get you. I know that's true. But at the same time, like, I just had to speak what was on my mind because I'm like, this is just utter nonsense. Like, people really want to come at me and think that they have the logic on their hands when really, like, like they just bringing a knife to a gun battle. You know what I mean? It's like, what you really talking about? What you really got on me? So that's all I feel, man. I feel like if you really knew what Tory was about, and if you listen to his music, and that's the biggest #1 excuse claim that STANS want to use, it's like, oh, I've been listening to him since this and that, but he's always been the same. Then you tell me, why is it that me and a lot of other people don't feel that same way? And we've listened to him since the same time you've listened to him. You tell me that. I think you're underestimating other people for not being able to have more knowledge about something than you do. And that just shows how poor of a character that you are as a person. And I think the fact that you don't think that there could be someone out there that could understand somebody else better than you, that's a problem. And like I said, it's only happening because, one, either you're not really listening to what the artist is speaking about, or two, you just hella straight up jacking him. You jagged him like a huge ass stan. That's all I gotta say. This your boy Drew Blue signing out. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed. Look, I'm not tripping. I'm not making these videos to really like get y'all attention or whatever. At the end of the day, my mission is gonna be accomplished when I can speak this to the man himself. Just talk to him like a man to man. Tell him, let him know like, hey, you ain't gotta have to quit on your dreams. I know you feel like you gotta get your money. You gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm saying, like, you still could have 2 for 1. By sticking true to what you want to really do. And don't worry about the fools that are egging you on to make that type of sound. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, you still can make money and still be you at the same time. And believe in your dreams because God gave you that vision in the first place. So don't doubt that. And don't doubt yourself. And that's the thing that y'all don't understand. So, either way, just look, if you really want to prove me wrong, how about try not to look at things through a spiteful eye. Try not to feel bitter. Try not to comment and be like, oh, you whack, or you this. To me, that just shows that you just hurt in your feelings. You know what I mean? And you're not really thinking logically. So I'm not against people that think with their heart. I think people with their heart are really kind people when they want to be. But at the same time, you got to understand that you can't think that you know better automatically. All right? And you can't think automatically just because someone is saying something about Tory that isn't real. Doesn't mean that that person hates him automatically. Because like I said, that's ignorance. That means you're not really evaluating what that person is saying and not really giving them a chance to speak their own mind. I said what I said because I was like, I'm not fucking listening to this. I know this man can make better music. And you guys don't want to admit that. It's cool. All right? So if you prefer the music he's making right now, then that's fine. You can enjoy that music. But don't fucking come to me and talk to me about this and that like this other dude. I'm like, no, don't play that game. Don't fucking come to me and tell me, oh, it's fine if you don't like what the music he's making. No, that's not what it's about. This isn't about the music that I want or what I cater to. This is about a man who has abandoned his dream and doesn't think it's worth a damn fucking penny to go ahead and do it again. Because y'all motherfuckers keep standing him and keep egging him on and keep doing the same bullshit that he's doing right now. He's smarter than y'all give him credit for. He's a lot smarter than that. You think he's not sitting there knowing that he's doing this shit that he's saying and he's just gonna just walk away like as if it's nothing? Y'all really... y'all stand too much, y'all. Man. Anyways. Stay safe, stay blessed, y'all. Deuces.